Hey everyone, welcome back to Droid Scripter. Today, we're diving into an exciting project building a Jetpack Compose app that fetches data from a free API using Retrofit. If you're looking to build a dynamic app, learn to consume APIs and display data in a clean UI, you're in the right place. Now, head over to your build.gradle.kts file and add the dependencies for Retrofit. After that, add the user's permission for the internet in Android manifest file. We'll start by define our data model, create a new package called models inside data. Add a file named post.kt and define the structure of a post. This data class will map the JSON response to Kotlin objects. In API Service Interface, we define the endpoints for our API. This simple function tells Retrofit that we want to send a GET request to the posts endpoint and receive a list of posts. Next, in Retrofit Instance Object, we configure a singleton instance of Retrofit. This ensures we don't create multiple instances, saving memory and resources. Let's take a closer look at the code. Inside the Retrofit Instance Object, we define a property called API, which is initialized using by lazy. This means the API object isn't created until it's actually needed. This is great for performance because we avoid creating unnecessary instances at app startup. Next, we configure Retrofit itself. First, we set the base URL of the API using the baseURL method. Then, we add a converter factory. This is super important because it tells Retrofit how to handle the API's JSON response. We're using GenConverter factory, which automatically converts the JSON into Kotlin objects that we can work with in our app. If you've set up your data model correctly, this part works like magic. Finally, we use the build method to create the Retrofit instance and the create function to generate an implementation of our API service. Next, we define a class post-ViewModel that inherits from ViewModel. The purpose of this ViewModel is to hold and manage UI-related data in a lifecycle-conscious way. Inside the class, we define a private mutable state object _posts, initialized to an empty list. This is done using mutable stateOf, which is a Compose-specific state holder. We then expose a read-only posts property to the UI, which is backed by this mutable state. In the init block, we call a method named fetchPosts. The initialization block ensures that date of fetching begins as soon as the ViewModel is created. This keeps our UI dynamic and responsive. Now, let's look at the fetchPosts method. This is a private function where we use ViewModel scope.launch to start a coroutine. Within this coroutine, we use the Retrofit API instance to fetch posts. In this part of the tutorial, we're building a Jetpack Compose UI to display a list of posts fetched by our post view model. We'll explore how to design a post list screen with a loading indicator and a post card to display individual post details. Let's get started. First, we define a composable function called postListScreen. This function takes a post view model as a parameter with a default instance created. To observe the list of posts, we use the posts property from our view model, which is collected using the by keyword. This ensures our UI automatically updates whenever the state changes. Next, we add a conditional check. If the posts list is empty, we display a circular progress indicator. This ensures the user sees a loading spinner while the data is being fetched from the API. Once the posts list is populated, we use a lazy column to display the posts. A lazy column is ideal for rendering scrollable lists efficiently in Jetpack Compose. Here, we set some padding and spacing between items using content padding and vertical arrangement. Now let's look at the post card composable. This function displays the details of a single post inside a styled card. We use a card component with a background color and full width layout. Within the card, we use a column to arrange the post details vertically. We display the post's ID, title, and body using text components styled with material theme typography and white text color for better contrast. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this tutorial, be sure to like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments what you'd like to see next. Happy coding!